Everything all good? Hello, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to a fresh, brand new, hot off the press, happening at this very moment Hazel stream, which may gain a bonus feline momentarily. How you guys doing? How are things? Steph, thank you for the 50-month resub. 50, thank you so much. Holy smokes. Hi. Hello. Any ideas on when the beta will actually launch? I don't know. I don't know anything. I heard today, but beyond that, I'm all out of ideas. I was kind of excited to play Remix anyway. I was thinking if people are like really hyped about beta, I should probably play beta today, but Squidgy, Squidgy's dailies. So I picked up a few of her things. I'm gonna stick her in a dungeon queue to start. Blizzard isn't allowing preloads, so I will be downloading slowly. Hit 476 in Remix, completed all achievements, and I still don't want to touch normal WoW. Send help. Congratulations on getting your gear all upgraded. I am at 407.7 is where I'm presently at. I did manage to do the bulk of my dailies on my days off. And you know, like world bosses and like your daily queues and your daily quests and whatnot. So I'm not super cranked, but I am still progressing. My cloak has nearly 70k threads. We're at 69,261. Hi, kitty cat. And I'd say it's going great. Squidgy should be starting to feel good now. 10 mil deeps? 10 mil? No. Can you tell my girlfriend to play WoW with me? Chris. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I feel like I should have more words, but that's all the words I got right now. I'm sorry, Saga. That sucks about your D&D group. It's frustrating. Guild scheduled a Mythy Gary kill tomorrow. Kind of scared. In Remix. It's fun. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? Yeah, I know. You've been hanging out in the office for a while, but this is the first time you've actually gotten up on my lap. I think if I'm not streaming, she doesn't hear me talking to you guys, she doesn't trust that the lap's gonna stay put. Should I just hang out and wait for Galleon? We can do Galleon first. Hi. Let's see. I guess I'll put details on. I'm doing more damage, but I'm definitely not doing like big hard carry levels of damage yet. We're slowly getting there. Every day should help a little bit more. I did manage to get another alt leveled, and later on maybe I'll show you guys the clip. I did the cheesy thing that is the current speed run. I did the thing where you do like heroic dungeons and then raids to get your experience cloaks onto your thread, but you don't loot the bonus experience items that you get from doing the dungeons and raids. You leave them in your mailbox until after you have the experience bonus threads from doing all 3 raids, and then you loot all of them, and then that gets you from like 41 or whatever basically to 70 from looting your mailbox. It looked really fun, and I wanted to try it. So I did it, and Molly Wobble, the Mechano Mistweaver, has been recreated in Remix, and she is 70. I don't think I'm going to use her for anything in Remix. I don't have any plans to gear up any other characters. It's just too expensive to actually like upgrade gear on alts, and I don't see a good reason to do it. I feel like you get to 70, you get your free bronze caches, and then you like kind of call it a day. But I spent her bronze on, I got all of the arsenals. So I have now all of the class sets and all of the class weapon sets, which I'm kind of excited about. Those are all checked off the list. And then I bought a few like Raid Finder cosmetic sets. Because at this point, I think I'm collecting things that are not Remix exclusive. Hello, thank you for the 18-month resub. Hi, how you doing? Any beta today, Hazel? I'm going to say maybe. I don't want to rule it out completely, but I would want to get a feel for if people want to see that, how badly they want to see that, and then what they would want to see done in it, because we've done alpha streams. It's not like we haven't streamed War Within before. We've taken a look at these different leveling zones. We've taken a look at different class talents and hero talents. It's not completely new ground for us. So I wanna kind of get a feel for what people are itching to actually see, so I can make a plan that does that. Bought 3 mounts last night. 2 were at 38. 1 was 18. Ho ho, big spender. Morning, Hazel. How goes the panda? Good morning. Remix is fun. I still haven't finished leveling my mage. She's kind of on standby, I guess. Honeymun Games on a 7-stream streak. 7-day watch streak. Hope you're doing good today. Why, thank you. Got the Epic Edition for beta. I lied. I got it for the tendies. I got it for the early access whenever this thing actually comes out. Everything else is just dressing. Everything else is gravy. What is the exact difference between beta and alpha anyways? What's new? It should be, in theory, a little more feature complete. Usually the short version is that alpha is used when they're still kind of like building things, and then beta is more of like a testing and bug fixing phase, but those phrases don't necessarily mean those things anymore. That was just kind of a basic gist of what it once meant. I'm expecting to be able to play through the various leveling zones. I'm hoping things just work a little better, because we were able to do like big chunks of the content. Like professions were in alpha, delves were in alpha, dungeons were in alpha. Raid testing has not begun yet, so that's one thing that I'm not expecting it like today or anything. Hopefully. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're not too far off from raid testing, especially now that they'll have more people in. Manifesting a September launch just in time for my birthday. Just sent out my first resume after completing a certification program. Oh, that's wonderful. Feels good. Wish me luck. Good luck. You got this. Alpha was probably pretty featureful already. Yeah, it was in good shape. It wasn't working perfectly, but it felt like there was a basic version of more or less everything. Like there weren't all the hero talents in at the time that I was testing it. Like they were still kind of getting more of them out. So maybe that's something that beta will have. Maybe it'll have all of them. I feel like we must have seen them all by now. I don't know. Hoping for some more hero talent passes. I've been happy with the ones I've seen so far, but I'm famously easy when it comes to that kind of thing. So I'm good. They killed V1 Oracle. That's all I really needed. I think I'm gonna be doing more Shadow Priest in the War Within, which means I'm gonna need to learn what I'm doing. It's hard for me to think about being an Archon Shadow Priest when Void Weaver is right there. Every time I'm playing Shadow on Dragonflight and I have to move in the middle of my Void Torrent, I think, you just wait. Just wait. Soon everything will change. Hazel, my max threads in a day was 16,000. I'm now 438. 85k threads. Oh, you are juiced. You are pumped up. You are inflated. You are large. More words. I don't know if you can a little bit see. She's got her chin resting on my mouse arm. Or like the forearm that is connected to the mouse hand. I haven't streamed in a few days. I don't know if the stream word maker is running just yet. What can we catch up on? I had a couple days off. I didn't go fishing. I know I said I might. I didn't. It was raining off and on and like windy. And it's not that you can't fish in the rain. It's that I don't fish in the rain. I do shore fishing on rocks, and they get very slippery and kind of dangerous when they're wet. I play Moonbear, but the hero talents for Moonbears is all about Lunar Beam, Prop Palette Consecration on a 1-minute cooldown. Oh, there's the boss. I'm just going to wait upstairs. He's going to run upstairs soon anyway. Man, this is really the dungeon that nobody wants to see in their random dungeon queue, because no matter how fast you kill things, this one really does take forever just for the guy to even show up. The rest of it should be pretty fast. Farming T-Mog from scenarios. I feel like it's taking too long. Do you know what scenario is the shortest to do for a quick farm? Like, no. I'm sure there's an answer, but I don't know it offhand. I haven't been doing... I do like a normal scenario and a heroic scenario for the dailies. And then that's all the scenarios that I've been doing to farm. All the Manta dungeons take too long. I guess I don't know if I was hitting the gong. I don't think I was. Maybe that would have helped. Blood in the snow pretty fast. Yeah, the gong does work. I think I just forgot. I mean, somebody else might have been on it, though. You know, there's 5 people in a dungeon. It's possible. It's gonna be another approximately week for me to get my gear upgraded the rest of the way at the pace that I've been playing. I'm so impatient. I'm doing fine damage, and I think today I'm gonna try to get into some heroic raids instead of normal raids. I am 1 heroic raid away from having Claw of Eternus, but it's Throne of Thunder, and even at 407, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for heroic Throne of Thunder. I feel like I want to be like 450. I just want to overpower it so that it's okay that I don't understand what's going on. This way. My fingertips are really sore because I was messing with my light fixture. At one point, I realized in this apartment that the light fixtures were wired for 3 bulbs, but they only had 2 in them, and I'm like, well, that's silly. Let there be light. I shall make things beautiful and illuminated, and I did a what's the Praise the Sun guy from Dark Souls? Anyway, I put extra light bulbs in them is where I'm going with this. And I've come to realize that over the last year or so that I've had all those light bulbs in there, I don't like having that light on because it's way too bright. It's so much glare on the monitor, and it like gives you headaches. It's like, it's way too much. And I started to think that maybe the last people that lived here were onto something with just the 2 bulbs thing. So I might get like, I don't know, dimmable bulbs or smart bulbs, or in the meantime, I just took one of them out and it's much better now. I still don't run it while I'm streaming because the overhead lighting's not great, but like just for being in the office otherwise, it was much better. I had the light on for a while this morning and I don't have a blinding headache. But getting the plate off the fixture so you can change the bulbs is like it's a pretty straightforward mechanism, but it's like a pinchy one. It really gets you in the thumbs. Maybe next time I'll wear gloves or something. That is novel. That's the novel. My goodness. We do have lore royalty in the house. Holy smokes. I feel so special. It's such an honor. Wow.
Attack shield.
I made a pot of tea like 2 hours ago. And it's not cold yet. It's alright. Irgal Lore Walker Cho, right? I'd ask what you guys are excited about this week. And I am asking, what are you excited about this week? I have a feeling for a few people it's beta. I think beta at some point today is the big moment of the week. I think that's the thing people are after. But it could be other things. It could be anything. We have some nice weather here today. That might be kind of nice. I went to an office supply place. I've been stunned on one of my days off. I was pretty proud of myself because it was a place I drove there, first of all, and it was a place I'd never driven to before, so I didn't have the route like memorized, which meant it was a little scarier. And I went in the middle of the day instead of like at 8 o'clock when there was nobody there. I went at like lunchtime, which I thought was pretty cool. Vesperal, thanks very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Because I wanted to look at just some office supplies to use for organizing my life a little bit in here. And I picked up some stuff and brought it back, but I was all proud of myself. The cashier asked me if I had any plans for the day because it was all nice outside and they were making small talk. And I said, no, this is my big, exciting thing of the day. It was like a college-age kid. And I don't know if they knew quite what to do with that. They laughed. They were very friendly, but it's true. This was my adrenaline moment. We made it. I'm sure the store doesn't seem that exciting to them because they work there and they're there all the time, but I thought it was kind of cool. Kitty, you gone? Kitty's gone. This is the longest dungeon, my goodness. Mr. GM has a tweet about 4 things Blizzard has to do before the beta goes live. Mr. GM's always on top of it with the content like that. They have a wide selection of chairs. Who has a wide selection of chairs? Oh, hang on. I'm scrolling up. Oh, just office supply places. School supplies for adults. Yeah. There's also school supplies for children, but... and I did look at them for a while. I was thinking about... like writable surfaces, because I was basically after whiteboards, and I got a couple of different things that I can use. But I found out later after I got back that there's, and I didn't purchase any of these things, and I don't think I'm going to, but I really like the idea one day of using, there's 2 main ways to do this. I want to turn like a huge wall, or at least a huge piece of a wall, into basically a whiteboard. And I guess A, you could get an enormous whiteboard, but that's like a lot of weight to mount on the wall. B, there's apparently, and I don't plan to do this because reasons, but there's apparently a product called whiteboard paint that you can use to actually paint a wall into like a dry erase compatible surface, which is kind of sweet. I'm not a parent, but I feel like that would be like really fun for a kid's bedroom if you wanted to let them draw on their walls and like still take it off and stuff. And then the third option is you can get these rolls of like adhesive dry erase surface, contact paper basically, that you put on the wall, and they say that it's like renter friendly and that it won't take the paint off when you pull it off. I don't know if I believe that, because like I've lived my life. I've seen things in my years. I don't know. I feel like it probably depends on a bunch of different factors. Am I in queue for a scenario? I ought to be in queue for a scenario. Did I do a scenario? I have not done a scenario yet. I am doing world bosses for threads. That's right. Go old school. Go chalk and chalkboard. I think that's too dusty. I don't think I want to mess with that. Dry erase fumes don't really bother me that much, so I felt like that was the move. Plus chalk vibration. Just bought a chalkboard roll yesterday. Because it just seems like a fun way to. There's something novel about the idea of like putting your daily to-do list really big on your wall directly, or like having like you could update stats. You know, if you had a YouTube channel, you could put like a daily sub count up there if you want. You could have like, you know, different sections for different things, but it's just kind of cool to imagine doing it big and having it be something that's like always visible. Chalk is the devil. Chalk, I think, is divisive. I don't want to turn anybody that's excited about their chalk paint or chalk wallpaper off. I think that's a really cool idea. It's just not my jam. It sounds like you just want to draw on the walls. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what these words mean. We're in the Gob Squad scenario. Excellent. Hi, hello. Hi, Scarlett. How you doing? How are things? Welcome to the scenario where you can kill things by jumping on them, if only you could aim and land correctly. There, chalkboard paint too. Yep, also a thing. One thing I gathered from researching different dry erase solutions is that sometimes the contact paper ones, or the paint, can be prone to ghosting, like as opposed to a traditional whiteboard surface. Sometimes it doesn't erase as nicely. Especially if you leave any particular piece of it up for terribly long. What about you, streamer? I'm doing all right. I am. Oh, kitty cat. My cat's leaving me. I think she's leaving me with a chore to do in a minute after the scenario. Chalk markers now that are pretty cool. But yeah, I have I got a couple of things that I can write on there that are not the walls, but that I can kind of have on or adjacent to the walls. So that's good. I've been using that for one whole day. You know, big life. One morning done. A changed woman. What was I gonna say? It had to do with dry erase and writing on things. Oh, window markers. Those looked like fun, but I didn't get any. Also, I don't really have very much window in this room, and I usually keep it hidden behind blackout curtains, so I don't think they're the right choice for this thing. But in the general sphere of drawing on regular household surfaces, those also sounded like fun. Rocket jump one-shots people. That is true. You are absolutely correct. Just slap a piece of glass on the wall. Am I crazy, or did Blizz originally say all the raids open this week, walked it back? I had that same reaction. I went back and I looked at it, because what happened was Blizzard recently posted a blue post saying, let me read it. Let me read it verbatim. Hello. We've double-checked the schedule and can confirm that the 1 raid per week rotation is intended to continue for the rest of patch 10.2.7. Starting with the launch of the War Within pre-expansion patch, all 3 raids will be awakened at the same time. And I read that and I went, is that not an enormous retcon? Because, like, I'm totally cool with it, by the way. Like, I have no problem with them having the raids continue to rotate. I think that people are generally, on the whole, happy about that. But it felt like it felt like we were trying to be always at war with East Asia or something. Like, whatever. Like, it feels like they were trying to just, like, retcon it without saying anything. But I dug a little deeper, and it turns out that when they originally said that all of the raids were going to be awakened 6 weeks in, that was when they had announced that each raid was going to be active for 2 weeks per, and not the 1 week per. And when they changed that, when they dropped the 2 weeks per raid rotation and they changed it to 1 week per raid, they never specified whether or not they would be left unawakened after X amount of weeks. So that's where we're at. They didn't specifically say, but you would be forgiven for thinking so, because I thought so. And it seemed hard not to. Thrift stores are full of frames to harvest glass from. Glass is heavy and difficult to mount on the wall in a renter-friendly way, I think is my trouble. We've investigated ourselves and found we did nothing wrong, Bubs. It was just funny, the wording of it. That was like, we double-checked and it's always been this way kind of thing, when that's not how I remembered it, but it was just kind of a weird quirk of the way that they changed it, I guess. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Since Remix ends August 19th, is it reasonable to think War Within releases that same day? I think reasonable is not the right word for that. Technically possible, I think, is as strong as I would go. I think having, like, the same day is, like, harsh. I don't know. But the thesis of this is I don't know. So maybe, I guess. I don't know. September release date for War Within. It'll be here when it's here. It'll be here before we know it. I'm not ready to be done with Remix yet. I'm not going to be done with Remix for a little bit. I do wonder if I'm going to end up with a gap after I'm done with Remix before pre-patch comes out, though. Because, like, once pre-patch hits, I'm good for stuff to do, because I can farm transmog on retail all the live long day. That will keep me busy and happy for all of my years. But if there's a gap where I've, like, kind of gotten everything I can possibly get out of Remix and pre-patch hasn't hit yet, then I'm going to have to get creative. Scarlet on a 3-stream streak. Thank you very much. Also, Tiffany Wall had a 3-month resub. Thank you very much, Tiffany. We don't know when pre-patch is coming. We would get some heads up first. It's not something they're just going to surprise drop on us. Did you watch the new trailer? No. I heard it was just a beta trailer, which seemed like a bananas thing to release. I guess they're trying to build hype for the game, and that's reasonable and understandable and fine, but, like... I guess I'm just, like, old and get off my Lonnie. Like, remember when betas were versions product testing and not marketing? I say as a streamer, like, I'm totally full of it, but, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I saw that they did one. Okie dokie, there we go. That's the scenario. And then I need to take a second and scoop this cat box, because goodness. Okay, much better. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes, stinky. What are we doing? We're looking for, I took out an earphone and I put it in a pocket of a garment that I removed. That's how I often lose things. I have, kind of a catastrophic amount of sweaters, hoodies, cardigans, general layers to wear for warmth. And I am continually donning and removing them. And all of them have pockets, more or less. Oh, Gallia. And I am queen of putting something in a pocket of something that is then like I'll put something in a pocket, but then I'll put a layer over top of that, and then I can't find the thing because it's in like a below pocket, or, you know, just like not remember to take stuff out of the pockets when I take off one of the things. Beta seems to be taking its good time going out. I wonder if there's like a technical reason for that. Is it really up? Is it true? Can I tag it? Hello? No? Okay. Sometimes it's a lie. Someone dropped a Cheeto in the server. I had a problem once or twice, and I heard Flabby said he had this too, where you have a world boss spawn in your server, and you list a group, and then as soon as you list the group, you phase, even though nobody's applied or joined it yet. The moment that you click list, you phase, and now you don't have the world boss up anymore. And if you're not paying attention, you can end up inviting people to a shard that doesn't even have it. Oh, that's waiting room, I see. They want to sell more epic editions. I bet they do. Seeing the community turn it into a Xalatath thirst trap has been hilarious. I was reading a little bit more about Xalatath, and I was like looking through different forum threads. This was like last week about different things, and there was one thread about when they updated her model for the War Within, or maybe they did it during Dragonflight. I don't know. They did a new Xalatath model update, and WoW had like posted it. And everybody was just so thirsty. That was the only reaction. Oh, hey, it's Gallian. It was excellent. People are down bad for her. World bosses don't give a ton of bronze, but they give threads. You're going to get a legendary spool of thread for killing each one each day. So if you're trying to get a character powered up at level 70, it's a good idea to hit them all to just get a bunch of power to your cloak. If you are just farming bronze, you could probably skip it. It's alright, but it's not life-changing. How much bronze did I get for doing that? Possibly none. maybe you can't. Maybe it's not any. The 1250 was from a scenario cache I had, which reminds me, I need to get in queue for something. I'm sure. Dungeons. We did our heroic dungeon. We haven't done our regular random dungeon yet, though. I'm gonna try and be brave today, and then after my world bosses, it's too timeless out. I'm gonna try and be brave, and after my world bosses, and like my dailies, I'm gonna try and do heroic raids and not normals. I'm not happy about it. I don't feel ready, but I'm like past 400, so I am ready, and I just need to do it anyway. It's my biggest fear is not that I'm gonna like, they're gonna be like, this hunter doesn't do very much damage, and then they're gonna say, she's yucky and we should all laugh at her, and then they're going to hack me and steal all my dog pictures so I can't look at them anymore. I don't know. That's not the problem. The problem is that when nobody's really doing, like, I did a heroic siege on stream at the end of last week, and there was like 1 or 2 people that were doing good damage in there that were like close to 476. And then the rest of the people were kind of like around 400. And we were doing fine damage. But like, it took so long to do the fights. Like that's the thing, is I don't really want to be hammering on my rotation for 5 minutes per fight, especially when you're doing it with so much haste that, and this is like the most first world problem, but you're doing it with so much haste that your fingers really do kind of get tired. You are mashing your keys so fast for like minutes at a time because of pardon me, because of how much haste you have in remix. Or it's the normal amount of time the fight used to take, but it's like having triple lust for the entire fight. Like, your fingers get tired. My fingers get tired. I guess I can't speak for your fingers. What is the most efficient way to farm bronze? Probably leveling alts. Probably like alt speedruns, because you can get an alt leveled up genuinely in like 2 hours, especially if you've got it optimized. Maybe a little longer if you don't have it perfectly sorted out, but you can get an alt leveled very fast, and that alt's going to get minimum 40k just for like the free bronze they get for leveling, and then you're gonna get some more along the way. I did that over the weekend. I have a fun video to show. Can I just... Yeah. Boy. I have 2.3 mil health now. And my pet here has 1.6.
Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Oh yeah, I do fine damage. It's still not like super crazy though. Hello Hazel and chat. Hello Nanny, how you doing? 65 I believe is the retail character cap. They've bumped it up a couple times for various events. Okay, so now... Ready? And disengage. Ordos! Flabby taught me that. Isn't that cool? My meteor chips, they have a purpose. Hello, Hazel in chat. Do you should be a bronze discounted appearances? You know some of the pieces for 5k for set when you only need 1 or 2 appearances kind of sucks. Yes. I have a few of those. I've been starting to buy sets on alts that I've leveled. And I've been starting with the ones that I need the most pieces of, like that are empty ideally, but then maybe some that I have like 3 or 10 appearances known at like 50 or 60. But some of them are like, there's 55 appearances and I have 53 of them, and I'm like, please, come on. But what are you gonna do? I guess just get those last. Or, you know, not get them at all and then search out those pieces specifically when it comes to retail, but it just seems so annoying to do it that way. What am I doing? I'm looking for Ordos groups. That's what I'm doing. Wait party. Alright. I can party. How did he know precisely where to launch from? Flabby just knows stuff. He told me to point myself towards the middle pillar on the Ordos Island from the area where the world bosses are. What if I told you I am the meteor chip? Okay, so that's Timeless Isle stuff done. Cloak is up to 70,000. 70.6. Let's go back. And then we can do the northern world bosses. We can go kind of like Shaw, Undasta, and then Timeless Isle, or Isle of Thunder. I guess I can also just slam gear upgrades as I go. There's really no sense in hanging on to them. There's a tiny part of me that wants to like save up all my bronze for a day and then do all my upgrades all at once. But then the rest of me is like, you want to be as strong as humanly possible for all this content that you want to do. So just send it. Just do it. Love the dailies. I probably should pick an alt to do those on just for... I was going to say for bronze, but I don't know. I'll worry about that later in my life. How much do I have? I have 7,700, and I think I'm just saving up 9k for a bow upgrade because it's going to give me a ton of main stat. So we're not actually ready to spend any yet. Hazel, can you stop being powerful? Okay, thanks. I would argue that I've never started. But once we get going, there's no stopping. There's no stopping this train. This boat has no brakes. I saw a tweet that was like, do all the heroic raids in 2 hours for 60k bronze. How the heck can you do all of them in 2 hours? I bet you it's possible with like a giga group, or like a handful of really giga people in your group that can just solo it basically. Because power levels do get nutty at the very top end when you're in full gear and then your cloak is really juiced. People do start doing just insane bunches of damage. And the higher your item level is, there's groups that form for those raids that have like item level like 440 cutoff, so nobody in the group is sub 440, and those groups probably clear the raids really fast. Not like auto run speed, but close to it. It's when you're struggle bossing it below that it's a little harder. I'll see how I can do today. Zero breaks. Can I rebuttal your little? Walking and Throne and Siege plus Galacross probably takes at least 45 minutes. That's how long my Mog run used to take. My Mog run for Siege used to be like a 45-minute endeavor, maybe 50 if I was going slow, and that was with I don't know. It was with basically not one-shotting, but like 5-second boss fights. I'm a stubborn monkey and I don't want to upgrade blue pieces. I understand. Is there a race you think they need to revamp? I selfishly want more options for gnomes because they don't have very many customizations compared to almost any other race. But I don't know what I would do. That's the thing, is I'm spoiled. I want them to give me more choices. But for what? I don't know. No plans. No specific wish list. I mean, more hair is always fun, but they actually have a decent number of hairstyles. It's everything else. I don't know. Make them smaller. I have not done all the raids in Heroic yet. I need to do Throne still. I'm very afraid of Heroic Throne of Thunder. Been on for about 2 hours in that time. I've done all Heroic raids, Heroic normal dungeon scenario. Leper gnomes. No, Panda Heritage Armor is not in. I leveled, well, I guess I'm leveling a panda just in case they ever do it, but they haven't done it yet. Height slider, give them more lore. Maybe a new home. Do you think we could just Clorox their old one? That's how you deal with radiation, right? Disinfecting. Streamer science. Those are amazing. I think Heroic Throne's harder than Heroic Siege. I'm sure you're right. I think that's absolutely the case. I'm sure I could get through it too, especially with the right group. Especially if I bring Fluby. I guess I should ask him if he's doing raids today. Not enough leash wipes in the world. The werewolves got their home back. Why not gnomes? Yeah. Mythic Siege today was like half 476s, half carries, and the only time we wiped was in Garrosh's Mythic phase. Gnomes just have to invent Dawn Power Washer or something. I don't even think I can get into that anger waiting room. I would gladly be a gnome if there was a gnome shaman option. What would I add for gnome customizations? Without, like, changing the frame of them, because I think height sliders are kind of not a WoW thing. Leper gnome options would be a fun thing for them to tack on. You know, like if Darkspear trolls can customize themselves into sand trolls, I don't see why you can't let gnomes be leper gnomes. I wouldn't do it, but somebody would. But because I wouldn't do it, I guess it's not like the biggest thing on my list. Maybe they're just perfect. Maybe they don't need any more choices because they're perfect just the way they are. Played WoW on and off for years. Never played through a full expansion. Planning to do so in the War Within. Any advice on playing through an expansion for the first time? Oh, it's fun starting at the beginning. The thing I try to do is just try to stay abreast of the sea of Wowhead articles that come out at the top of the expansion, because they talk you through all kinds of different things that are good to kind of get in the groove of at the beginning of the expansion, so you don't feel like you fall behind. The only thing that you're really in danger of feeling behind in is professions. Starting professions from the very beginning of an expansion, especially with the way that we do professions now, is very, very helpful. So making sure you figure out what the profession weeklies are and then doing them from the get-go is huge if you have any interest in making gold. But aside from that, have fun. You know, no wrong answers. Make some friends. What about more gnome eye options? Like, what? I mean, we could take the pen light off and that would be a big improvement to everybody's lives. But aside from that, like different irises? We have lots of eye colors. Are we looking for different eye shapes? Would they wear contacts? What if gnome totems were like toys? They were like clockwork toys. Muscle slider for the uber jacked gnome. Maybe use more face options. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, shot time. Woo! How about gnome tattoos? What if gnome tattoos are like little temporary looking tattoos that they can just like stick a butterfly in their bicep? Play a gnome pally so fast. Yeah, gnome DHs would be awesome. I love the shop pyrotechnics. I think they're so funny. I'm a Lifestorm main now. I've retired Funeral Pyre and, of course, Word of Salvation. All hail. All hail Lifestorm. Alright. Undasta time. You know what the best remix change that they made in this whole last week was? Stackable yaks. They don't seem to have charges anymore. I don't know if they drop more often to make up for not having 3 charges each. But the Tuft of Yak Fur is no longer unique, and it stacks now, so you can just like pick them all up out of your mailbox, get a big bunch of them, and they're really nice to use on the Timeless Isle, and then also the Isle of like Thunder or Giants. Yakable stacks. What is the Lifestorm meta now exactly? So the idea is you have Lifestorm. You also ideally want the Searing Light Tinker Gem, because that's going to add a bunch of damage to the strat. And then on pull, you want to stack up with as many people as possible and press Lifestorm. And then it's going to basically do all its work. It's going to do a bunch of damage. You're going to get a bunch of haste. Anybody that's standing in the circles is going to get a bunch of haste. And Searing Light procs off of the Lifestorm healing to do a bunch of damage. Hey, I need to Water Strider myself. I didn't think of this when I tamed a Water Strider, but it's kind of nice being able to water walking myself as a hunter without needing to worry about like you couldn't get mount equipment in Remix, I'm pretty sure. If there's a wall to stack against, some groups might like have positioning to force all of the life storm rings to spawn in the same location, but that's not always possible. Generally speaking, I just get in melee and press it, and that's the end of it. Nice and easy. Vindication helps too. Let me look at that. Vindication. I don't have that one on right now. 10% of your damage is collected every 3 seconds, consumed to heal allies. Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe I should switch that out for something, because I'm sure that some of my things aren't doing me as much good as I would want them to. I don't know. I guess I could look at my details and find out which ones are doing the least damage. Stacks of 4 now instead of charges. Oh. Looted a stack of 3 this morning. That's nice. I didn't notice that I was looting more, but I do know I have more in my bag, so that does check out. That does make sense. The only gem I think that I have that's not specifically damage linked is Windweaver. I mean, it gives a haste proc, But Windweaver makes me immune to fall damage. Not to mention 5% movement speed. And if I take Windweaver off, I'm going to lose big amounts of my gameplay time because I'm going to plummet to my death and then realize after I've perished that I no longer have Windweaver on. If you unslay some fights, it seems so powerful, other times useless. Yeah, the more stam you have, the stronger it's going to be, but you're right, it's not like you need to be hitting things that are low health to begin with. Ooh, main stat. Brittle looks like it's doing a lot, but detail says otherwise. Brittle's like a big one for, Brittle's a big one for AoE. Maybe I'll take that one off and do Vindication for a while. I'd have to pick Vindication back up. Thundering Orbs time will come. It feels like the meta for meta gems is just to have a different one of, like, a flavor of the week. You wanna come back up, kitty? Would you like to come sit with me? Here, I have a soft, comfy hoodie on my lap, so you don't have to sit on denim. I know. The scared guy's here, so the boss should be up soon. I saw 6 people eat dirt during the Throne of Thunder cutscene skip. Always use Windweaver. That's so funny. Big boost. Get rid of Meteor Shower and then take Vind if you need it. I just kind of want to try it. If I look at my damage in a single target fight that went on for a little bit, like Chi-Ji, Meteor Storm is doing 2% of my damage. Brittle's doing basically none of it. Although Brittle's more of like a... Brittle's at 0.3, but that is a single target. I think I'm more worried about my single target damage, though. I don't think I'm too worried about parsing on AoE. I think I might switch that out. Do you not pet battle anymore? I still do sometimes, but I don't post pet strategies anymore because I just point people to Zufu. They have much better tools for helping you find a strategy that uses pets that you have. There also hasn't been like a ton of new pet battle content to do in recent times. Can't believe I only just learned you can jump to the side to avoid the cutscene. Swap Brittle for 2 dungeons, 2 scenarios, take it off for raiding. That's smart. Is this guy like coming? Like, I figured the Scared Beast Lord usually means that Unasta's about to spawn, but I feel like I've been in this group for careful. She's like headbutting my desk, but it's like a pretty heavy, hard, sharp corner. Does Remix have pets or pet battles? You may have not completed. No. I have all of the Pandaria pets. Oh, Hazel. Yes, Scarlet. Is the bakery open yet? The bakery. What? Hi. Many bakeries are open. I'm leaving this group. I think that guy's broken. Oh, when cats need bacon cookies. Gotcha. Biscuits, etc. That went right over my head. I was like, did I say I was gonna go to a bakery? Because that sounds like the kind of thing I would say. Bakery's closed. Ujai with a 46-month resub. Another month, another sub. How was Gilmore Girls? I haven't seen it. Are we just gonna like do this until one day I'm like, you know what, it was great, and then if I ever say I watched it and I didn't like it, it's just like over. You said you would open a cameo. I did not say I would. I said it was a funny idea. I'm full of funny ideas. I never do. It's like my thing. I'm like the idea man of content, except that where like, you know, you're like, oh man, I have a great idea for an app. It's like, I have a great idea for a video, but then you just don't do it because, well, I guess I know how, I just don't do it. What are we doing? We're looking for, I guess I'm checking for Undasta. It says up. We're gonna have faith. It is up. Okay, we gotta do... Thank you. We gotta do Isle of Thunder. I usually just hearth back to Vale and then fly is normally my move for this. Actually, normally I have to Noswind's Voucher because my Hearthstone's still usually on cooldown, but it took me so long to get into an Endasta group that it came back up. But if you don't stop me by saying stop it, and I remember the bit, I will ask about GG and Wednesdays. You go for it. I think it's funny. I might be saying no for a long time, but as long as we're all clear on that, then it's fun. I didn't test any pet battles in War Within, I don't think. Actually, that's not true. We caught a couple of wild pets. There's cute new pets. There's some great looking new pets in the War Within. I don't think there's any groundbreaking pet content. It seems like they're really sticking to their template of tamers. Yeah, I probably would enjoy Gilmore Girls. It sounds up my alley. It seems like the kind of thing that I might really like. Oh, you know what movie I watched? Did I tell you guys about this? There's a movie called The Intern, and it's about an elderly gentleman played by Robert De Niro who interns for like a e-com company under a CEO played by Anne Hathaway. And it was everything I've ever wanted a movie to be. I was like so happy watching the whole thing. It was exactly what I was in the mood for. I missed movies that had like actual instrumental scores. And it was perfect. Oh, The Yeller's up. That's a really good movie. It was on Canadian Netflix. It made me want to go and like find all of the other movies that are even remotely like it in vibe and just watch them because it made me feel like I was a kid watching a movie at my Nana's place again. Told to put my Hearthstone on Isle of Thunder, use the voucher for Vale Teleport. Yeah, that's probably really smart. Petition for the Kirin Tor Beacon to work off-site. Do you remember when it came out? Fully ready to say 2006? The Intern? The Intern was 2015, which is still almost 10 years ago. But it had the feeling of a 2006 movie. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, 2015. Teleport over here. The only thing that clued me into it not being completely modern was when I saw Miss Hathaway wearing skinny jeans, and I was like, oh, this is the past. Don't say that 2015 was almost 10 years ago. I'm not ready. Yeah. It's gonna happen whether we're ready or not, unfortunately. I'm going to do I want to do Nalek first or do I want to do the Trove first? I don't think it matters. There was an Owen Wilson movie about being an intern at Google. Oh. Downloaded Narcissus. Gem Manager thing is not showing. Check your settings. So go into Options, Add-ons, Narcissus, Extensions in the tiny text, and check to make sure the Paper Doll widget is checked. Make sure that's turned on, and then Remix Gem Manager underneath it. Also make sure add-ons enabled, add-ons updated, etc., etc. It is called The Internship. Is it good? I don't know who Owen Wilson is, so I'm starting on the back foot here. What? Why is everybody saying wow? Hang on. Was he a Beach Boy or something? Hang on. Owen Wilson. Or is that Brian Wilson? Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. He's an American actor. Worked with Wes Anderson. I'm sure I've seen him in something. His face looks vaguely familiar. I don't know all the actors, okay? I know like 5 of them. Oh, it's a meme with Owen Wilson saying wow. Oh, okay. I have not seen Night at the Museum. I have not seen Shanghai Noon. I don't know what Bottle Rocket is. Ooh, now looks up though. Brian Wilson is my favorite Bare Naked Ladies song. There's a live version of it that I love very much. It's like my favorite thing to sing in the car. I'm not actually like a big fan of the Beach Boys or anything. I just like that one BNL song. No, I haven't seen Wedding Crashers. I did see Zoolander a long time ago. I couldn't tell you much about it. Pixar's, no, I didn't see Pixar's Cars.
Move to boss.
I have not seen Armageddon. We could play this game all day. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. It doesn't make, it's not going to improve anybody's estimation of me. I like movies, I just, I miss a lot of the zeitgeisty ones, I think. I'm gonna go through the filmography and guess the most likely film you could have reasonably seen. Spool. Nice. Gasp, you haven't seen Armageddon. We can play the Gasp you haven't seen game for a long time. I haven't seen Marley and Me, but I think it's about a dog. I feel like I saw a poster once. I didn't watch the Loki TV series. I'm not a big Marvel person. Did I say that out loud as my personal favorite BNL song? He was in Marry Me. I watched that one! That was the one we were just talking about the other day. Oh my goodness, he was the math teacher from the J-Lo movie. Now we're on the same page. We got it. Oh, I can feel you guys turning the stream off and walking away to find culture. I haven't watched Legally Blonde, I'm so sorry. Let's do the trope thing. I genuinely liked that J-Lo movie. It was so ridiculous. New rule, every time someone is surprised you haven't seen something, they gotta sub. What are you drinking? I have a cold pot of herbal tea. It's not cold, it's like lukewarm. It's got like some lemongrass kind of situation. It's called Philosopher's Brew from Silk Road. I got it for Christmas or my birthday or something. And whoa! I get smoked by these traps every time. I think you're able to jump over them, but like people can. Oh, I don't know about me. Oh, Harold. Harold, be careful. Okie dokie. Let's do our best. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be our best. I've at least gotten better at actually turning on the levers and not just thinking I did and then moving on with my life. So that's nice. I'll be with you guys in approximately 4 minutes. I never remember to pick up a different cogwheel gem to slot in or a different pair of boots to put on. Because I like running double Trailblazer for this. But it means that I cannot get up on any of the ledges to save my life. So anytime there's important things and they're up and they require jumping, they're just not happening. There's no way.
Kill Big Ad.
The music's terribly exciting. Oh, ritual stuff. Don't mind if I do. Disagree. Again, disagree. You can be so far away from those things. Actually, you know what I think has happened? I think maybe it has like an explosion radius that's bigger than what it is. And it's not that I set it off, it's that my pet set it off and I happen to be like nearby. I think that's what's happening to me. Or at least that's one theory. Okay. Make sure we actually do the thing. We only have 2 minutes left, so I have looted. I have kind of stopped to loot a bunch of stuff. We can pick it up here a little bit. Even doing this terribly, though, it doesn't take very long, and it's still better than not doing it. That's what I tell myself so I can sleep at night. These red chests are basically just like flying through a little bronze orb. Well, not really all that much better than that.
10, 9, 8.
Rogue still got keys to that place. Okay, we got 7 barrel treasure keys. That's nice. I only got 2 of them yesterday. Although, you don't really get much from these things. You get these historical parchments that aren't really good for anything. I've been vendoring them. Occasionally you'll find a thread or something. Maybe a ritual stone if you're lucky. Good red. Yeah, not bad. I'm getting a little better at it every day. Although I think I might be at about my peak unless I remember to bring an extra pair of boots. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4 blue spools, 4 green spools. Not the end of the world. Heard they used to have tons of threads, got nerfed. It's still worth doing for like 5 minutes plus travel time per day, especially if you're out here anyways just doing Nellic. Plus it's, you know, you get a little bronze. So I'm going to do Nellic, and then I'm going to upgrade my weapon. Get my extra 800 and odd agi from that. And then I think it's time for me to start looking for her upgrades. I understand beta invites are starting to come up. I thought you killed Nellic. That does sound familiar, actually. I did do it. Wow. Imagine that. All right, I guess I'm Noswin's voucher. People, check your B-nut. Beta's up. Let's go. I'm ready for chat to just die because everybody's going to be busy playing. Everybody just hard gone. Remember me. Installing beta now. Nice. You ready to raid? So now 862 extra agi plus 815 stam for a weapon upgrade. It's super expensive still, but you didn't get that much agi for your earlier levels. Okay. Demand beta, it's my birthday. Please to God, ice cream. The thing I usually tell people to do is to just reload your launcher and check your drop-down list to see if you're in. I've typically found that kicked in well before any kind of email went through. Waiting for the emails is a losing game. Yeah, let's scrap a few things here. I'm up to 409 is my present item level. I've been scrapping armor, speed, and leech gems. Oh, not Versa though. Just armor. Y'all don't understand. If that didn't work, try again. Yeah, give it a few minutes. Give it a few minutes, try it again. You can install add-ons to beta. A lot of them won't work. I typically don't. I'm so happy for you guys. It's so exciting. Speed. How do I try again before I accept that I'm not in beta? Did you do the Epic Edition, or are you just hoping that you got an invite? Don't want to consume beta content all fresh and new when the game actually launches. Totally fine. I understand. Leech. To that question, I can only say neither. Also not subbed. Okay. Where do we start? I also got I got a few add-ons, but I got one that shows me penalties for stats. So like it shows you when you stop getting stats from a stat because you've hit a cap, or like how close you are to that cap, because you get, the more of a stat you get, the less stat you get from it at a certain point. There's breakpoints where they're like, you've had enough of that, calm down. So I can see that any new versatility I get a 30% penalty to, whereas I'm getting a 50% penalty on mastery, haste, and crit. And eventually that can reach 100%, after which you definitely want to not put any more stats into that. It's not really a big problem for me yet, because my cloak is only 72k threads. It's not that nuts, but eventually that's going to be a big deal. That add-on is called True Stat Values. I don't have it on my spreadsheet yet. Let me see if I can add it. True Stat Values. Here, I'll dump a link into chat. But let me just add it to my add-on list. Also, what is the other one? Remix Mail Helper. That was a speedrun thing. What do I call that user interface? Core UI? I don't know. Quality of life doesn't really matter. Okay, it is officially on Hazel's WoW add-on spreadsheet. Okay, we're doing Heroic Mogushan Vaults first. I will fly up there to show gumption. I set up my UI like this because I like it like this. It maps to the way that I do my keybinds in my brain. Had a bear tank earlier with 20 million HP. Some people's cloaks are wild. Oh man, I'm feeling pretty buff just with my 2 mil because it's 1 mil more than 1 mil. How's the learning curve for remix raids? Generally speaking, you can get away without knowing anything about the fights. You can also, if you want, install the mop raids module for DBM, or I'm sure like Bigwigs or other boss mods would have them too. I went back and I got mop dungeons and mop raids, and I turned those on just so that DBM could yell at me if anything seemed really important. But for the most part, if your group is strong enough, it's not really going to come up. And most fights are effectively don't stand in scary looking things and then tank and spank. There's not a whole lot of strategy going on. Whole UI revamp last week. Not sure if I love it or regret it. Quest to get finger items. You meta achievements. One of them is going to come from doing every heroic dungeon, and one comes from doing every heroic raid. Or not raid, sorry, scenario. One ring from heroic scenarios, one ring from heroic dungeons. The word finger items really threw me for a second. I was like, chicken fingers. Fish fingers. What other kind of finger items are there? Carved wooden statue fingers? Carved wooden statue of fish fingers. Gloves. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Look at you with your logic. Wow. Oh, man. I'm glad Kitty's comfy. You don't feel burnout slipping in from doing the same 3 raids almost every day for like a week? I haven't been doing them almost every day. I'm a big ol' slacker, which I think is helping me. I think eventually I'm probably going to want to do more heroic raid clears and kind of do like a lap of them every day, but if they suck, then I probably won't. And I think that the main thing that's going to give me drive to do them is when I'm strong enough to basically just smoke them almost on my own. Oh, hang on. Gotta zone it again. Fingers of the foot. I hate that. Veggie fingers exist. I mean, veggie straws are like kind of an abomination of like manufactured food, but like they're salty and tasty. I think their relationship to vegetables is a little flimsy. But if we're comparing them to potato chips. Heroic raids go faster than LFR, TBH. Tried to solo vault, it's a lot of fun. I had an early morning granola bar because I figured I should eat something when I first got up, but it wasn't like breakfast time yet. Pretty big penalty after 90% verse, turns out. TIL. Yeah, I'm not anywhere close to the stat caps, but I was nervous that I wouldn't know when I got there, so I got the add-on so I could kind of keep an eye on it, because eventually you end up wanting to move around your gems. I hear that the War Within beta is out. The relationship to vegetables is about as much as the relationship to fingers. I guess maybe a little stronger than that one. There. Potato chips, technically veggie discs. You've got a marketing party on your hands there. Oh yeah. Flooby's going. Oh, I forgot to pick up Vindication. I can do it, but after this raid, before the next one. Unless we, get up in melee, hit Lifestorm, hit cooldowns, profit. I didn't even get going. Fries are vegetable sticks. Are you still rocking green gems? No, not in this character. I've got all legendary gems. And then I have extras even to spare. I can wiggle them around if I need to. Why fish fingers? What's wrong with fish sticks? See, now I'm just thinking about the fact that fish and chicken are both animals that, like, kind of in no way have fingers. I didn't even use my life storm. Yeah, this is the move. Flooby's pumping. Flooby is fully geared today, I think. I think this was the last day's gear needed. Do you think some of the design principles of Remix are going to influence the base game? Think they have work to do for basic utilities and improvement of life stuff? I don't think so. But I'm sure there's some lessons that they can take as to this thing worked and this thing was fun that they can translate. But I think a lot of the things that work in Remix work because Remix is temporary and that they wouldn't hold up when transposed into like a full and proper expansion. I think one thing Remix does really speak to is people's desire for a simpler WoW that is easier to get into and understand without feeling like you need to take a course. And one of the things that's made Remix really simple is having no professions and no gear crafting. And gear's like really pretty straightforward because it's just all, you know, like this template stuff that drops. Did Flabby Frog farm? Flabby Frogged a little bit. Flabby Frogged for a few hours. I'm sure I can come up with more F words to make the alliteration ridiculous, but at the beginning. He frog farmed enough that actually I don't remember if he got locked out of the bronze bonus on Fluby or not. His cloak wasn't like insane, and I don't remember if his cloak got reset. He was kind of like a borderline frog flag farmer. Oh, he still got the 40k. Okay, yeah, then he did farm frogs, but not enough to get flagged for Fluby frog farming. I did not read the Goblin short story. Was it fun? Only 368. It feels so slow. The closer you get to and past 400, the better things seem to feel. But yeah, it's kind of a long journey up there. I feel like it was a big investment. He vaguely sneezed at frogs. After going with normal groups and heroic groups in Remix, I think I now have the courage to try that in retail. Only do LFR so far. Yeah, it's definitely a different experience on retail. They're even at this stage in the expansion, the normal group might not have to deal with many mechanics, but there's still probably more mechanics than something like this. 440 also a big increase. Like getting some rare goblin lore. It's just funny that it was a story about labor unions when the world is potentially about to end. Did they really do a story about labor unions? That's kind of funny coming from a non-unionized one base. Did you ever listen to Baby Metal? I'm familiar with the concept. It didn't really make it into my regular rotation. Got to 400 on Monday, then didn't feel like playing Remix at all yesterday. Felt some raid fatigue. Yeah, I bet. I didn't do any raids. I don't think I did any raids yesterday or the day before. Or I did just like Toes. Toes is my go-to if I want to get my raid daily done, but I don't want to actually do anything that involves me trying or going very far. There's something about having the raid entrance right behind Shrine and having the entire raid be a straight line with no trash that just makes me feel like it doesn't count, but it's still like you can knock it out really easy and it counts for your raid daily. I hate calling it Toes. I love calling it Toes. It seems like the first time somebody says, "Oh, are we doing Toes next?" I'm like, what? What on this ever-loving planet are they talking about? I am afraid was my first reaction when people in my raid group started saying, "Let's go do Toes." But then when it was explained to me, I thought that was funny because it's an acronym. I just didn't understand. I was very confused. Toes? Terrace of Endless Spring. Did people call it Toes back in Mop, or is this a modern thing? Can get into any TOT heroics that can get past the first boss. I don't know what day my first TOT is going to be, but I don't know if it's today. It might be. Thought I would be getting the carry, not that I would be the carry at 400. It was called Terrace. We were civilized back then. Look at him go. There I am. I'm number 6 on the meters. I'm just like a little baby bar next to Fluby, but actually I think I can probably get through Throne if I just bring Fluby. I think that's the thing. It's just such good bronze doing the heroic raids. Terrace is so much longer than Toes. Everything's longer than Toes. Toes are little. I think a long tow would be really like a double take kind of moment. Bring Flappy is a pretty solid content for all, pretty solid strat for pretty much all content. True. I don't think I could possibly come up with something where you wouldn't bring Flappy if you had the chance. Okay. I guess if you wanted to preserve the critters, like if you wanted to RP through a forest and have the critters survive, don't bring Flappy. He will kill them. He won't do it by default, but if he feels like they're important to you, they have to die. That's the Flappy sacrifice. If you wanted to game non-optimally. Yeah. Or if you wanted to do DPS and feel like a big shot with nobody outperforming you, then you probably should not bring Flappy. Yeah, he's 476. He just hit 476 today.
Target you. Kill ads.
I'm not even bothering to press cooldowns anymore. Okay, I think we're doing Heart of Fear. Oh no, we're doing Toes and then Heart of Fear. And then Throne. So I'm going to Hearth and then go pick up Vindication. For all the good that it's going to do. Have you guys seen ads for Arcane Season 2? So hyped. Rep Throne today. Theoretically, I think it'll go fine. I think I'm being overly timid about it. Flabby's just the carry. I want to gram Vindication. I'm gonna pop it in instead of Brittle. Arcane, genuinely one of the shows I would get Netflix for again. Clava turn is time. Will henceforth be known as Toes in my mind. Oh, I should have done. I should have turned in my raid quest. Do a little gear upgrade while I'm in here, as though my damage matters. It doesn't hurt. Maybe we'll need it for Toes, or not Toes. I'm just apparently attached to saying the word Toes. Maybe we'll need it for Throne. Maybe we'll need it for Throne. Yeah. Slam that upgrade. Did I do it? 458. Yeah, okay. But that should help my damage a bit. New viewer here. My friend got me into Arcane recently. I can definitely understand why it's so good. Fully standalone show. Felt like the show visually going to be fun for me. I'm still one of those people that hasn't tried Arcane yet. I say yet as though I'm going to. I haven't ruled it out in my life, but I feel like if I was gonna watch it, I would have done by now. I'm sure it's good though. Usually anytime something gets that much that much buzz.
Fix 3. Run.
Oh, I need to do I need to do what do I call it? I need to use this potion. Those drafts of power give you like what, 5% main stat or something? Yeah, 3%. But still, doesn't hurt. Not a bad idea. Also, let's use some more scrolls. It helps that I really enjoy animation. Highly recommend, even for non-league peeps. Okay, all right. I'm trying. I mean, don't mind me, I'm fighting for like 5th place, but did I get it? No, number 6. 1.7 mil though. I think that's an improvement for single target for me. That is largely Slay and Lifestorm. Searing Light is in number 3. Searing Light's in number 3. I was going to say Vindication, but Vindication is part of what's fueling my Searing Light. I don't know if it's much of what's fueling Searing Light, but... Planning doing heroic toes my pally. What's the worst that could happen? Cut to 3 AM where I end up doing all the raids back to back, accidentally getting Claw of Eternus. Not the night I was expecting to achieve it, but not complaining. My apologies for your night of sleep. Congratulations on your new title. You're walking around in the morning being like, yeah, that's right. I'm the Claw of Eternus. Who's that? Me. You gonna be playing beta? Maybe a little bit.
Lads.
I don't know. I want to know what people want to see from beta, because I feel like a lot of people will have beta because you can buy your way into this one. And in terms of just like previewing War Within content, we've done that to some extent in alpha, so I want a clear idea of what,
Lads.
you know, what do the people want from this stream? Because what I want to do is I want to just grind remix because I'm really addicted to remix. I've been having a lot of fun. Next goal, doing Mythic Siege, get my Paragon of the Mists title. I thought I was the carry at 2 million, but the 2 tanks and the raid are doing 8 million DPS. Holy smokes. Okay, so for this boss, I always die to a frontal. Like downstairs, he does a frontal cone, and I disengage out of it every time, and every time I still get absolutely smoked by it. I'm going to try to not disengage and just run out of it and see if that helps. But every time I've done this on Heroic, it has 100% killed me, so I'm... That's the fun and intrigue for the morning, is will it happen again? That is a Mastery Speed helmet. That's not what I wanted. I'm just kind of checking up the purples to see if any of them are upgrades. Those are Speed Crit. Those are Mastery versus a helm, but I have a Mastery Crit helm. Okay. It looks like I can disenchant or scrap all of this gear. Alright, so we're saving Lifestorm. And maybe some cooldowns. Maybe not all cooldowns. I'll just use mine when I see everybody else use theirs. That wasn't mine.
7.
He's gonna do a frontal. Submerges, which is like such a cool looking thing. And then adds.
Watch your step.
I wonder if we'll kill him before he does it. Oh wait, I'm feared.
Shockwave.
That thing. I would disengage it, and I feel like I would always be like really far from it, and it would still get me. Oh well, thanks. Those are haste leech gloves and avoidance speed boots. Not what we're after. I'm not leaving the group. That's the thing. We're going to Heart of Fear. Heart of Fear is next. Maybe scrap some stuff. Guardian Druid had over 14k main stat and cloak. Holy. What am I up to? 7. Half that. Just playing beta to avoid whatever the hell Season 4 is. Season who? Never heard of her. Oh, that's that thing that we did for like a week a couple of months ago. I liked Season 4, but I was done with it very quickly. Doesn't exist to me. Alright, Heart of Fear. The hardest thing so far about this incredible group has been remembering to not reflexively leave group at the end of the rain. Because I don't wanna leave. I wanna stay. I wanna be a part of it. There's a 4th season. Dragonflight has a Season 4 where they're replaying the Dragonflight dungeons and then rotating the raids. If we're, just in case it was an honest question. It probably wasn't, but just in case. Great Mythic Plus pugs yesterday for the first time this season. Nice. Alright. Summons coming up. On the first boss, make sure the second echo dies. Okay. Yeah, I'm 410. We're getting there. It's never enough for me. I'm so greedy. Like when I was 350, I wanted to be 380. And when I was 380, I'm like, I want to be 400. And now I'm 410. I want to be 440. And I betcha as soon as I get 440, I'm going to be like 476 or nothing. Remix is a better end of X-Pack event than Season 4. It's definitely keeping me busy longer. How long is my playtime on Squidgy? I have 1 day and 15 hours in this character. 1 day and 8 hours of which is at max level, so it took us 8 hours to level. Numbers go up is a good feeling. Yeah. Or 76 or bust. I do kind of feel like the world will have moved on by the time I get there, but I don't think that's true. Raid groups are still hotter than ever. There's definitely loads of people running normal and heroic of all these raids like all the time.
Phase change. Phase change.
I don't know how many people are running Mythic Siege. Somebody was mentioning having done it, or maybe they were saying they were planning to do it. No, I think somebody said they did it earlier, and the raid group was half 476s and then half carries. And I don't know what item level the carries would have been. I don't think I'm going to try and touch Siege until I get to 476, though. Not on Mythic, anyway. Heroic, sure. 410 at a time, but carried by max people. I'm sure you don't need a whole raid full of 476s, but for my own peace of mind, especially when it's only like another week or so for me to get there anyway. Want to play with the warband scene? Playing Arcane because they changed so much. I want a big plan for what I want to get out of the War Within. Like, what do I want to do? Am I trying to cover more professions? Do I want to try and just go really hard on like a couple of professions? Do I plan to like play and gear alts? Am I going to go all into my main? I just want to like think about it, I guess, and then write out like a plan so that I have some structure for when the expansion actually starts. I want to have enough time to do like a bunch of different things. I think I'm happiest in WoW whenever I can kind of switch between activities and grinds every couple of weeks.
Beware.
Finally got my Shadowlands meta mount today. Congratulations. Very nice. This is so fast. I will try to be a healer in the War Within. Never done it before. Just do Ashran for 1.5 years. Playing Squidgy this much has made me want to like keep a hunter geared and playing. But I don't know if I'm going to have the stamina to do that and also keep Shadow set up. And I definitely want to keep Shadow Priest up to date and set up so that I can flex to Shadow and Raid. Because I want to heal and I want to be ready to heal, but I don't think that my Raid's going to need me to heal for most of the expansion. So I really want to be... I mean, I could just... I don't want to go... I can't... I have to maid my Priest. That's where my heart is. That's what I want to do. Even if it means doing... I don't know. I'm going to play my Priest. But I don't know if I'm a DPS on 2 kind of specs kind of person. Like, am I going to feel... I need to put more thought into this. I'm not going to be a Hunter main. I have to main something that can heal. Hunter's a great ult for me, but I haven't been a Hunter main since, like, Wrath. And even then, I was a Hunter main for, like, a half an hour. You can play what you want. Which priest? Maybe Hazeline is lonely. I'm a gnome main for sure. I was about to say I've got gnome in my blood, but that's a questionable sentence that A doesn't mean anything and B sounds concerning. Hazel. Powered by gnomes. Three gnomes in a trench coat. Ow. too. Oh, thanks, Flippy. Anything good? Mastery Leech on the belt. Nah, I've got a Mastery Avoidance spell. I don't think it's worth switching it for a tertiary. I think it would only be worth switching it if I got like Mastery Crit or something. To actual secondaries. Do I have all purples? No, I have a blue chest still. Good to know, good to know. Keep an eye out for a purple chest that has at least one secondary. Not too picky about which one at this point. Have I really not got a purple chest that I can put on? I get weapons all the live long day. Shoulders. I don't have a pet! I don't have a pet! My parse! My 6th place parse! Huey! Huey, help! Oh well. You know what? I still did 1,000,000 damage because I pressed Lifestorm. No pets required. That's so funny. Hey, look, I got a chest piece. Oh no, it's avoidance and then speed. I can't put that on. It has 2. It would have more main stat on it when it got fully upgraded, but it literally has 2 tertiaries. Excuse me. Ugh. All right, we're going to, what do they say? Throne? We're going to Throne. Be brave. See if I can maybe pop a gear upgrade in. That's right. I can't put it on. Nobody needs that much avoidance, I say as somebody who died in the last fight. 458. So I could do the chest piece. More tinker slots. Alright, we're up to 413. Yeah, item level really does start to take off. Item level starts to take off once you start clearing heroic raids, because you get so much bronze from heroic raids that you can actually get your gear off the ground. We're up, I don't know, 5 or 6 item levels just from the beginning of stream. I guess I did do all my dailies already. Stats in your chest, not from the gems anyway. They are, but you're going to get more stats from those gems in a higher item level piece of chest. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're going to get some stats that are actually on the chest itself on top of the stats from the gems. So my piece right now has crit and versa that are inherent to it on top of the, or actually maybe it just has versa. It has versa that is inherent to it on top of this, on top of the crit that I've gemmed into it. So this one has speed and avoidance, but no innate versa. It shouldn't be that hard to get like one epic chest that has at least one secondary stat. I say as somebody who hasn't seen it yet. Here's a fun question. What if you could have gold in your bank and earn interest on it? Wonder if that would change the economy game much. There are games that have done something like that before. Like you've had Animal Crossing gives you interest. Every month you get a little bit of mail from the Bank of Nook or whatever, and they give you some bells depending on how many bells you have in storage. It's just not it's pennies compared to the kind of, like, the real bells are in like investing, you know, the stock market, etc. Which WoW basically has anyways, not like in a in-game way, the way that the turnips are, but you know, that's professions. Or even just buying out supplies to resell them later. Maddie DJ4, thank you for the 11-month reset. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning, Maddie. Happy Wednesday. All right. Heroic Throne. It's happening. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and then your group just keeps going, and then you're facing heroic Jinrog in the face. I use the word face too many times. My childhood English teacher would be mad at me. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while. I really want to, but I don't have the room in my life right now. It's insane, but I tell myself that if I ever move, I'm going to need, in order to keep myself sane through the process of moving, that I would start a new island. So I had like an hour or so of Animal Crossing dailies to do every day just to get like a little island set up to kind of parallel moving into a new place and getting it started. That makes no sense because you'd think you would want the stability of the Animal Crossing island that you put time into and built up over time to provide a note of consistency as the rest of your life is upended. But no, that's not what I want. I want to blow it all up, because apparently that's what I do. I don't even know why I bother fishing for the museum. I just delete the thing every time. This for claw title? Incidentally, it's mainly just for bronze, but the claw title will happen if we can clear this raid. How do you get that backpack? The Valley of the Four Winds meta achievement. You can do a bunch of different things for it. It just needs you to do... Where is it? Valley of the Four Winds? Two X of Y achievements. It's not bad. You don't even have to do the whole campaign if you don't want to. Dark Animus and Dormammu are the only real pain points, I believe.
4,
I think with the amount of damage that is being provided in this group, I think it'll be fine. And I'm going to do my best to keep trying to contribute a little bit. It's not going to be insane, but it'll be something. You know, we got a couple gear upgrades. I'm doing 1.7 mil. Flappy's doing 12.6. Blue chest, purple bow, bronze cash. So with the true stat add-on, it's okay to have penalties. What you don't want is those penalties to hit like 100%. If you want, because one of them is at 50 and you have others that are like at 10 or 20, you could, if you wanted more even stats, especially if you're playing a class where your stat priorities are pretty even, you could move some off of the one with a big penalty and move some onto the ones that have less penalties, so you get more stats. But at your level, it shouldn't, at your amount and your penalties, they're not bad yet, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And if the stats that you are strongly spec'd into are really good for you, I would leave them alone for now. It's if you get to like 100% that you really need to do something about it. What does your bestial wrath roar sound like? Something like that. I'll see if I can let you know before the next time I press it. Why am I fighting those? I should just be running to the end. The blue gear should have main stat on it, where the green gear doesn't have any main stat on it. Alright. Ready? Beast your wrath time. Something like that. So this is a big old raid, so this is going to take us a while. This group didn't look like they had plans to do Heroic Siege. So we can probably have a break after this. Oh, it's already 11 o'clock. Holy smokes, time goes fast today. I took my Murloc suit outfit off. I wanted to wear the chicken backpack. And I wanted some clothes that wouldn't distract from the chicken backpack. That's a boss. Oh my, my life storm's on cooldown. I suppose that's fine. I don't know when I used it. I must have pressed it on the bridge or something.
Beware.
Practice in case I ever want to be a dinosaur when I grow up. My dog can kind of do that move. Sometimes you'll like give him a hug and he'll be so excited he'll kind of fling his head like that, and if your head's over his head he'll like clock you in the nose with his skull. And he's pretty strong, so like he can really get you. You gotta watch out for your glasses.
Beware. Beware. Run away, little girl. Run away. Beware.
I'm sure some of these things don't really matter to kill, but
Beware.
doesn't hurt to try. Ow. Haste Versa pants. I have Haste Leech pants on right now. Haste Versa is probably technically worth switching out, but like, I'm so cheap. Need to loot more weapons. I get weapons like almost every boss. I don't know why that is. That's kind of a cool appearance. I wonder if those are going to be a problem. I guess we'll find out. Meltily, thank you for the 11-month resub. Always a good time watching your stream. Aw, shucks. Is damage done on trash at all indicative of how well you're doing in a raid, or only boss fight results? It's kind of like a philosophical question. Some classes are going to be way better at trash damage. And if you're talking remix, some gems are going to be way better at trash damage, and a lot of people don't bother to switch out their gems because that's like a lot of work. I've been kind of mainly considering boss damage. Because it kind of feels like the trash is going to die pretty quickly anyways. Oh, and retail. A lot of groups, I can't speak for all of them, but a lot of groups aren't too focused on what trash damage looks like. It's definitely like you can get a good reputation for being like a helpful team player if you're somebody that always sticks around and helps kill trash and your damage looks good. Because there's always going to be spoiled people like me that will occasionally like sneak a break-in outside of raid break time during trash, especially if it's like, I don't know, you think you're going to be back in like 30 seconds. So trash numbers are always a little bit off because sometimes there's just people that aren't even playing. I need to use my escape artist. Oh, it won't work. Oh no, that's wing clip. That's why. Where's escape artist? There's escape artist. It's the same icon as wing clip. That's so mean. This is why I can't be a gnome hunter. Ow. Oh dear. Hug right, no bridge. Okay. single target damage is meh. I feel that way on some of my characters. My Shadow Priest even, like at best, if I like sit up straight and review my class guide and, you know, sweat, the best I can do is like 5th or 6th place, even though my gear is really good on single target. But if there's like multi-target cleave, that's like a much better thing for that class. My pet's out of range. Huey, where did you go? What do you mean? Alright, I lost. I mean, he looks like he's right here. I don't know why. There it is. His kill command wasn't working for a sec.
2, 1.
Beware.
Ooh, Mastery Haste Bracers. I have Haste Versa. I don't think I need them. Live your best trash clearing life. Listen, the trash has got to die. The longer it takes, the longer the raid night goes on. Owie. Not me not paying attention. It's only 11 o'clock. We got another hour. We need to keep the brain on for a little longer. I feel like somebody's coming through my mental office and like shutting it down for cleaning, and it's too soon. Like there's a meeting going on and the lights are just turning off. Use the band-aids. Aren't those useless? Oh no, they're percentage based. Oh, they're not useless. It's the health potions that are useless. I don't know why the health potions give flat health, but it is not helpful. Love the no repair bill and remix. No repairs. No transmog costs. Yeah, they do give you a little buff. It's like a little 3% stand buff. I guess I should put that up. I've been using the power one, but not the health one. Maybe 3% stand would help me survive. Ow, ow, ow. I kind of feel for anybody that really committed to being a healer. A lot of groups just aren't taking them anymore. There's not a whole lot of cause to have them at a certain level. I was gonna be a healer main in Remix, but I'm glad I tapped out of it. I think the real fun in healing is just being a level 20 priest on like a trial account and running around. Put on Vindication, be done with it. And you can do that on a DPS. Like all the gems that are supposed to be for helping healers do big damage seem to also help DPS do big damage with healing gems, so. Hi. I can't wait to show you guys after this raid. I want to show you the video I have of Mollywobble leveling from 41 to 70. It's really fun. Leveling a monk in Remix. Don't have one retail. Kind of fun.
Beware.
This fight takes a minute.
Beware.
Oh, this is only like the halfway point. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm turtling. It's time for more safety on the frog safety team. Please kindly tell Flabby to stop making all our DPS numbers look bad. Thank you. I think he has a suggestion box for that kind of feedback, and it's just like a paper shredder that has the word suggestion box on the front of it. The Hydra dance. Oh wait, there's an order? The raid leader said to do them in order, but they didn't say what the order was, so I just kind of assumed it was the order that they spawned in. Oh well. It's over. He's a DH. Can he even read it? It could be in Braille. Hug a snail. It's a trap. I want the toy from this. I think I will try to save up at the end of Remix for the expensive toys. I should probably save up for them before I buy all the Mog. I don't know. I feel like I'll regret missing out on the toys more than if I like don't buy like an LFR Mog set or something. Why am I fighting things? Stop fighting things. You get quite a bit of purple gear dropping in Heroic. I think that it's possible, but a lot less likely on lower difficulties. But I don't think I've even seen a piece drop on not Heroic, so I couldn't confirm that. I get a good handful of pieces every Heroic raid clear. Whoa! Snail. Terrifying. When I first started a worm bin for composting indoors, which is not as gross as it sounds, we used to joke that when the cat was meowing late at night or in like the evening time, it was because everybody had gone to bed, but she was in the living room with the bin, and that they were like escaping in the nighttime, and that the meows meant mom worms. Because it's kind of what the meow sounded like. They never escape. They're perfectly happy, and the bin also closes. It has air holes, but they're not getting out of there. But it's just funny to think about. They're just like crawling on the floor, and the cat's just like, oh, someone help. They're getting away. I keep telling myself I'm going to rehome that worm bin to somebody that has a real garden, as I'm sure there are many people in this city that could actually use it, but I keep just not doing it. I've been so lazy, and you know, I just I put the compost on my planters and they do well, so like, I don't know.
5.
Maybe one day I'll deal with it. Okay,
3,
Jiku time.
2, 1.
Perfect Pickles, thank you for the 2-month resub. Besides, it's not like the worm bin takes up a huge amount of room. I was just on a big decluttering kick, and I was trying to like get rid of things that weren't absolutely essential to try to be less stressed out. But I think the ones are fine. Masumaka, thank you for the 2-month reset. Pain point 1 is coming up. Dormammu. I always think of the first Doctor Strange movie. Fury Forever, thank you very much for the 22-month resub. 22 months, did not realize my prime ended. Happy remixing. Happy remixing to you. Oh, there you go. There you go. Don't move during the cone phase if we get it. Okay. Not me not moving in advance. I'm already terrified. I have a quest. Ow. Am I one of the lowest health in this raid? I have 2.4 mil. A lot of people have somewhere in there, but one person has less than me. Alright. This is Darumu.
Danger, danger.
5,
Danger.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Busted! All done! So satisfying. I need to use more scrolls and potions, I think. I have a feeling I am down a couple of buffs because I've died a lot. I feel Primordius is worse than this one, at least if people don't know about the big blob. I don't know about the big blob. Tell me about the big blob. Time running bosses don't drop their pets. It's so mean. Yeah, I only recently found out that apparently... Well... So I was reading that post about how world bosses won't drop their mounts in Remix. Because, like, quest loot was the same, but drop loot was different. But then I swear I've had, like, pets drop from, like, killing mobs, so... Anyways, Primordius time. This is kind of a cool room. Is this the big blob? That is the big. Alright.
Beware.
You know what movie I watched for the first time in my life last night? If we're on the topic of cultural educations that I'm catching up on. Bridget Jones's Diary. Which my partner said he hadn't seen because he thought it was a superhero movie. He thought it was about a female superhero named Bridget Jones. Might have been thinking of Jessica Jones. Tough to say. But I was worried it was going to be crazy dated, and there are definitely parts of it that I'm sure have aged better than others. But I've just been, I guess, on a big streak of catching up on Hugh Grant rom-coms.
Beware.
I really liked it. That's Jessica Jones. Yeah, great one-liners. It was really funny. I was so appalled that she thought that she was like calling herself fat in that movie, though. That was just wild to me. I thought you were gonna say Shawshank Redemption. I mean, I haven't seen it, You never know with me. Yeah, the 2000s version. Because she looks great. It's Renee Zellweger. Of course she looks great. It's just in, I don't know. Early 2000s were a rough time. Alright, Dark Animus time. I feel like there's something that I should know about this one. Maybe I'll find out. This raid leader's pretty good about pinging things when they're important, so I'll just keep an eye out for pings, I suppose. Ow, 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 ow.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Ow. Or I'll just die. Yeah, this is Heroic Throne. IRL Renee got a lot of flack for how much she weighed filming that. Yeah, just appalling. How did I loot 2 greater bronze caches from that? How does that work? I definitely just picked up 2 of them. Yeah, I think the movie was based on a book. First clears a ton of bronze. Oh, from the achievement. Gotcha. That checks out. Oh, Huey has died. Buddy. I'm so attached to my my remix hunter pets. They're so cute. Look at Harold. He's coming. He's got so many legs and none of them seem to do anything. Oh, Iron Claw time. I want a caterpillar pet now. Yeah, just 3 bosses left. Including a heroic only one. So I need to not leave after Lei Shen, because there's still Raden after that. The funniest thing about the book is how meta it gets about Colin Firth. Was the book about that actor? I don't know, I hadn't read it. No, not Bridgerton. Bridget Jones's Diary. A lot of the same letters. Although I am not even ashamed of how much I'm excited for the second part of the 3rd season of Bridgerton to come out. That's in June sometime, right? I think I get to look forward to that soon. It is in a week.
Beware.
Sometimes you just want something that is real pretty and real shallow to stick on your screen. I'm just gonna turtle. Still no chest piece, eh? Or at least not a good one. Pet Pepsi. I remember reading that as well. Watch season 1 and 2 and part of 3 in less than a week. Trapped. Sometimes your brain just needs a break and just needs to absolutely shut down. I'm afraid, but I guess this doesn't hurt that bad. Yeah. That actor is a big feature of the first season. He's not in it after that. Pretty sure if your brain shuts down, you die. Well, look who's a doctor now. Well, alright. Play Shentai. Yeah, I really liked him in the D&D movie. I thought that was really funny. I don't understand this fight at all, by the way. If there's anything important I need to do, I do not know how to do it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's okay, kitty. I mean, it's not. There's like a spooky noise coming from my closet that I don't understand, but I'm the grown-up, so I'm gonna tell you it's okay and I'll check it out later. That's so weird. I don't have anything hanging up in there as far as I know.
3, 2, 1.
So, swirls, okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, well I've died, so it's no longer on me. Suddenly haunted closet. Yeah, I don't know. She's looking at it too. Or she's at least pointed in the general direction. The worms aren't in that closet. Mom? Worms. I tried to hang my whiteboard with insufficient command strips, and I'm gonna need to do it differently. But that's not what just happened. Died so hard here too. Maybe it's a raccoon.
Beware.
I did find that something that I had been storing, not inside my apartment, but there's like outdoor storage that I can kind of use. Apparently that outdoor storage is not secure against pests. Because some equipment got nibbled on. Some fibers are gone. There's some holes in some fabric, basically.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Learned my lesson. I wonder if I could get away with taking a break right here. How long do we think they're going to be? I don't want to get kicked if, like, something important happens. I'm just going to wait it out. The raid's almost over. It's just this boss and one more.
2, 1.
Take a break after that.
4,
Never knew Chris Pine was
3,
nominated for a voice acting
2,
Emmy for Super Mansion.
1.
Chris Pine is another actor that I've seen in like a million things recently. You just, you know, it's like that effect where you see an actor and then all of a sudden you just, maybe it's like the algorithm that's recommending you things that also feature that same actor. And maybe it's just that now that you know their name, you just start seeing them everywhere and you're like, oh, hey, it's that person again. But I just watched Don't Worry, Darling, finally. I hadn't seen it. I'd heard a bunch of the gossip about it, but I hadn't actually seen the movie until quite recently. And I actually quite liked it. It was cool. I kind of want to watch it again just to see it from the beginning, but the second time, it's one of those things. I don't think it was a perfect movie, but I think it, if you're in the mood for a Black Mirror episode, but you've run out of Black Mirror, it does the job. All they need is Fluby. And a dink. Did you see the new chat warning thing that Twitch is doing? No. I saw that Twitch was adjusting sub prices for different countries. What's the chat warning thing? Am I supposed to release? I think everybody else released. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, the price is going up different amounts depending on what currency and like what region you're in. And I don't think it's going up for every region. They said something like 31 currencies. They're going to send emails to people that have ongoing subs. Just something to be aware of. Kill orbs, burn boss. You betcha. I do know that every time I open my Twitch dashboard, it's like copyright strikes and you, and my heart like falls through the floor, and then I open it up and it's like, you have 0 copyright strikes. Learn more about them. And I'm like, come on. Let a girl breathe. Here, we just hit Lifestorm and everything will be fine. You and mods can send warnings for people. They have to accept the warning before talking in. Oh. Interesting. What you're talking about, Saga, sounds more like a shadow ban. I don't think that's what this is. Shadow bans in Twitch chat, I think, would be wild. Just a strange turn of events. Thanks, guys. So much bronze. Plus the greater spool. Nice. Let's go spend some of this bronze. We got 20k. Congrats in the title. This is effectively what it is. No. No, a shadow ban would remove, like, would hide their messages from everybody except for them. No, that's not what a shadow ban is at all. Shadow ban is when you can't tell that you're banned from your end, but nobody else can see your chat. It's not something that Twitch has. Different platforms have them. Alright, am I a claw? I'm smelly squidgy. You can't wear 2 titles. I can't be smelly squidgy, the Claw of Eternus. Is it Claw of Eternus squidgy, or is it squidgy, comma, the Claw of Eternus? Squidgy, comma, Claw of Eternus. No the. My friend was shadow banned on Tinder. Around what level can I get into heroics? Heroic raids? I aimed for 400 for heroic raids. Only one thing left before Tyvan. The Old Gods book from Forbidden Reach. Is it true it only spawns in the 2nd floor? I don't know if that's true, but definitely look through the walls with the power. Look through the walls with the... Oh, what is it called? Power. Farm bronze, upgrade gear? You got it. That's exactly it. The name of it is escaping me, but it's something that you get from, like... Dragon Isle Expedition. But it lets you... Train of thought crashed. Run off rails. So let's get rid of any gear we don't need. That is a leech. Oh, it's a bow. We don't need bows. Those are haste versa. I might look into keeping that. It would be less leech, but if I can afford to, those are technically a little better. All the blues can go. What would you say are things one shall do daily to get threads and bronze? Every world boss, a random normal and heroic dungeon and scenario, so 4. Random normal heroic scenario, random normal heroic dungeon. your 3 dailies that you pick up at the bazaar, which you can get done while doing those randoms. To do the 3rd daily, the raid one, you could do an LFR wing, or you can get yourself into like a normal or heroic or whatever you want. And then I've been doing the Trove of the Thunder King every day. Beyond that, it is great to clear as many raids as you have the stamina to do. I wouldn't call it mandatory. I don't think I'm going to switch those wrists. Technically, if you're trying to maximize your bronze, then yes, getting through a full clear of every raid that you can get through is great, but that's like so much to do that I don't expect myself or anybody else to do it that much. And those are blue. Are you having trouble with your beta? I haven't tried to get into it. I've just been playing Remix this morning. So much. Okay, I need to take a break. I need to take a real short break. I'll just be like a minute. Hang on. Okay. All right. Let's upgrade some gear, and then I gotta show you my latest remix alt and the little video I took it for leveling. It was so satisfying. Okay, so we're getting everything caught up to 458 is what we're doing. Mullins, 1985, thank you for the 45-month resub. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you very much. Balancing kitty. Caught the tail end of the stream today. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? Hello. I'm good. I had a pretty productive weekend. I didn't end up going out and doing anything like big and recreational and fun, but I got a bunch of stuff done and like kind of organized, and it felt really good. I made some plans, got caught up in a few things. Is that the last piece to get to 458? It is. Although, oh man. Yes, we do boots. I think I may have done pants when I actually wanted to do these pants instead. So we put these on. I had crit gems in them. We get them all caught up. Yeah, 1800 bronze. It's not that big a deal. It gets a little annoying to catch a piece up, but it's not that bad. And now it's got two tertiaries on it. Okay, and then I want to get... Actually, I have enough extras. I can just load it up with the crit gems anyway. What I had in it before. So I'm 414.7, and we have a little bit more, so we could actually do the weapon again for a second time today. It's so expensive to do that, but it's nice because it gets you another 982 main stat. Like, the main stat goes up you get more for every upgrade. It was only like 600 or 800 or something last time I did this. So there we go again. And then it's Lifestorm time after that, but we don't have enough bronze for that. Icky. Oh, hi. Thank you. Cannot hear Hazel, is it just me? My sound looks like it's still coming through my streaming software. See what other people in chat say. Do you think there's a possibility for potential boost for gold on HC? Oh, like heroic raids and remix? I was thinking like hardcore classic, and I was like, that can't possibly be what we're talking about right now. Yeah, the people sell those for sure. They sell them for boost. They sell them for retail gold. Okay. And we check those, get our gems back. And then show and tell video time. movie time. So I remade Molly Wobble as a Mechano Mistweaver monk. I remade her in Remix. And the way I leveled her, Wowhead has an article up about this, and it's been kind of floating around on social media for a few days. But I leveled her by turning off auto loot, doing heroic dungeons, and then normal raid clears at the earliest available levels, and looting and learning experience threads and threads in general, but leaving the bonus XP items on the bosses so that they stack up in your mailbox. The idea behind doing that is that after you have done all 3 raid clears and you have like a big XP bonus in your cloak, you can then go loot all of those bonus XP tokens from your mailbox, and they will scale based off of a fully XP buffed cloak instead of just like a baby one. So she is in this clip level 41, This is after approximately 2 hours of gameplay. I'll show the slash played at the end of it. Frog safety team. She's been doing dungeons. The 2 hours was from running heroic dungeons in the raids, and I did have Flabby helping me, so we were speed running those things. It would take longer if you were just queuing on your own, but you could queue with like a starter account character or like multi-box yourself or ask a friend. So she's 41. I'm going to show her cloak. She's got 324% XP to cloak from having done a normal Mogashan Vaults, normal Heart of Fear, and normal Toes, normal Terrace of Endless Spring. And she shows the cloak. And then, you know what? Oh yeah, that's right. I had a couple of dailies to turn in just for a little bit of extra juice. I don't even think I needed to do this. This was just extra. So that put her to 42. Because of how much XP you get on the cloak. And we're gonna go pick up the mail. Mailbox time. Mailbox time. This is an add-on that is useful for picking up things from your mail that are not the bonus XP items. And I'm doing this so I can get any extra XP threads from the most recent content that I had done. But then, also your bags get blown up. Yeah, so there's a little bit of extra XP to cloak. Level 42, mailbox time. And open the whole thing. Level 60. 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. 69 and 70. It hasn't been changed yet. You can still do it. I think I'm gonna make a video just to show it, not because nobody knows, but just because it's fun. And I even had more XP threads I didn't even use. Plus I had extra XP items. Like I overdid it. Her total time played was 2 hours and 6 minutes. And I did not do that with any particular degree of efficiency. So I didn't loot the bosses in the instances. And then outside of the instances, I used an add-on called Remix Mail Helper to get this retrieve items button that you see in my mailbox. And that will loot everything but the bonus XP items out of your mailbox. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I think that is for sure how, as long as it's not fixed. It's cheesy, so I do think they're probably going to do something about it if they can figure out how. But even if they do fix it, just doing like the heroic raids or the heroic dungeons and then to the raid clears still levels you pretty fast, but this was pretty fun. I might see if I can do it a few more times in the next day or two. If I have the stamina for it anyway. Because that was like 2 hours to get leveled was just nuts. Mailbox leveling is the new frog farm. Yeah, it just levels. It's just a really fast way to get leveled. There was like 2 hours of gameplay that went into setting that up, and it would have been more if I hadn't had a high level character to do dungeons with me. But pretty cool. I took her bronze and I went shopping with it, and I bought a bunch of like arsenals. I bought the rest of the weapon arsenals, and then I got a bunch of sets just to kind of clear out the transmog vendors a little bit. If I look at all the things, I'm still missing all kinds of stuff. Not expansion features. World of It? Remix. So it says I have 62% of remix things. Or things available in remix. Is that with... Yeah, 74% on this, usable on this character. 62% is overall, including like plate and stuff, I guess. That's my keybind for it. Yeah, there we go. Need a high level friend to get you into raids. I did the last raid completely on my own. It is not that hard to get into a raid as a leveling character. People take leveling characters all the time. You could also list your own raid and then pick whoever you want to carry you, and people will sign up. Farming LFR Dread approach for bronze, 4 to 6k per hour, depending on queue time. Because you're just doing normals. You're not trying to do heroics or anything. And you're leveling, so you even have the benefit of being like an underleveled character with low-level character scaling, so you can even contribute and like help in those raids. You're not going to be like full carrying it. So you do MSV at 20, and then here I have the whole thing like laid out. Where is my page here? You do heroic dungeons to get to level 25, which should be 8 dungeons. You do normal MSV at 25, and then 26 to 35 should take you about another 6 random heroics, at which point you do Heart of Fear for another 72% XP to cloak. You do 2 more random heroics to get from 36 to 40, and then at 40 you can do Terrace of Endless Spring, and that's when you go loot your mailbox. Raid leaders aren't very picky when it comes to normal raids, they just want bodies. So I have 15 minutes. I've done pretty much what I wanted to do today for Squidgy. I haven't done any Siege of Orgrimmar, but I don't think I'm gonna try. I don't... for the pure and unfiltered reason of I don't want to. But what I do want to do is I guess I can show you Molly Wobble. I want to log back onto my mage and see if there's anything just like easy and quick that I can do for like 15 minutes to help level her for the day. Like I don't know. She's level 46, so she can do any of those raids. Her cloak is okay, but her cloak is not as strong as Molly Wobble's cloak was. Just fun watching the bright lights and levels fly. You can do a BG in beta. I don't even know if servers are up. I feel like people would have said. So yeah, her cloak is 293, so it's good, but it's not crazy. Let me see if I can squeeze her into a normal terrace. Fly in that general direction. Start your Cataclassic character. Oh, the thing I like best about the idea of a Cataclassic character is that is the C letter 3 times in a row. Alliteration. The other thing I can do is if I can get there. I wonder if I should just clean up her stuff. I can also list one. It's going to be funny if I made a big speech about how easy it is to do these raids and then I can't get into one. Terrace, normal, fresh. Me! At 46, you're not super juicy? Ah, I'm in. There we go. Nice. Was waiting for you to report the advertisement. Do it all the time now. Yeah, I usually try to do it. Okay. Make sure I'm wearing vaguely more or less my highest item level pieces. It's still kind of funny to me that I'm leveling a panda in the first place. This character is not doing that cheese. She's been looting everything. But, you know, she's still coming along. The Synac, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Gaining experience in my 46 main, stuck at 55%. Have you been doing, like, normal raids? Or even LFR raids? Because if you do something that's supposed to give you, like, a big thread of experience and it's stuck at 55, that's a problem. What do you like most about Cataclassic? Oh, the idea of doing it is just that it's fun to say Cataclassic character. That's the end of it. That's all the motivation I have, and it's not enough to make me install Cataclassic. Could you do a quick rundown of the mailbox leveling thing? I'm gonna put together a video. And it's also we went over it in the like the stream's gonna end pretty soon, and then it'll be in the VOD if you wanna back it up. I know you can't rewind right now. The gist of it is do dungeons. Actually, here, let me pop this. Let me pop this add-on. They have an explanation of it in the description of that add-on as well. You turn off auto loot. You do dungeons and raids. You loot threads, but not bonus XP. And you loot the bonus XP at the end. That's the super short version. I never did figure out how to play this mage, but I guess that's a later me problem. Kanar, thank you very much for the 22-month resub. The add-on is called Remix Mail Helper. I just linked it in chat. It's also linked in my add-on spreadsheet. I just added it to the bottom today. Let's see if we can get through this in approximately 10 minutes. I haven't bought any gems on her, so she's just making do with whatever she has. Although I do have, do I have Lifestorm? I don't. I don't. I have Locus of Power. Sure. Why not? What if this is the next meta gem meta? You know, I'm just getting ahead of it. We're thinking past Lifestorm. Oh, kitty. Sorry. I left my hoodie on the ground and she's trying to burrow underneath it. Terrace in 10? Absolutely. That's the hope. Should be fine. It's just normal. Level 20 Holy Priest trial method's pretty fun too. I'm also trying that out. I actually got a trial account started today. Made one this morning, been rolling all through heroic dungeons and repeat. How long did it take you to get to the point where you were soloing the dungeons? Trial account shenanigans? Yeah. I know it's like way too late, but I was brainstorming different remix videos that might still be of interest to like 7 people. Just to kind of warm the muscles back up. Didn't take very long, just slow initially. Okay. So I can not do lust. Oh yeah, Locus of Power, that's right. Something something flurry. Something something
Dispel boss.
Shifting power.
Phase 2. AOE incoming.
Frostbolt? Question mark? I don't know. Flurry. I have not figured out how to play Frostmage. All the buttons are blue. How are you supposed to tell them apart? They're all blue. I guess I play Priest, which has all yellow, or Shadow Priest that has all purple.
Phase 3. Run.
Me doing 5.9k damage on the meters. Wow, the really geared people are super out of normals. They're all doing heroics now. We have 74 days left. We got time. That's true. I can stay alive through Holy Nova spam, but stuff takes a while until I get more threads. What sounds like popcorn making? I think that's my cat. She was scratching my carpet a little bit. Maybe one day I'll put a scratching post for her in this room also. She has one in the bedroom. You could probably use another one. What if I just added like a big mat to like the side of my cabinet or something? Okay, Locus of Power. I need to calm down with attaching surfaces to other surfaces.
4, 3, 2.
Not every problem in your life can be solved with
Watch your
more whiteboards. News in the Closet Ghost. You know what? I completely forgot to look. I'm kind of scared. I should check it before the stream is over. Because if it's...
4.
I don't think I have any pests or vermin. It would be very surprising.
1.
It's literally never happened to me in my entire life. And I'm like pretty clean, and I also like reorganized and moved everything in this room pretty recently and like vacuumed the closet, so it's not like there's like hidden spooky things back there. But if it was something crazy, then on one hand I would die of fright, but on the other hand, the Twitch clip. Thought it was a game noise. I I saw a video of a cat climbing a rope-covered pole in an apartment to reach a small platform. Seemed kind of cool. My sister used to have a cat that would do that, except instead of a rope-covered pole, it was just like a column, like a load-bearing column of drywall. And they eventually wrapped it in rope just to try to protect the drywall a little bit, but it was like way too late by then. This cat would just like climb this thing up to the ceiling like Mulan. That's where you don't get your deposit back. Yeah. Unspent talent points. Oh, no, less sheet time.
Lads.
I didn't loot dungeon or raid bosses, unless I was looting them without auto loot on to like pick the XP thread out. But I mainly got the XP thread out via the add-on. I just got it out of the mail later.
Pushback in.
I know dungeons for sure gave the bonus XP items, and I think some raid bosses do, but I'm not 100%.
Lads.
You know what I didn't do is I don't think I picked up my raid daily. Oops. It's okay because we're still getting XP to the cloak, which was the big thing. That's the important thing. Like she better get a punch in the late chin. I know I'm losing my mind because I recently was at a gym and I seriously considered what my life would look like if I tried to go regularly. Not because I want to exercise necessarily, although that is what I would do there because I would feel bad for doing it improperly if I was there to not exercise, but just because there's not very many things in my life that get me out of my house, and increasingly I'm discovering that it's good for me. I wouldn't say that I like getting out and doing things and being busy, but it is good for me to do. It has a net positive impact on my general well-being and mental health. Just we go here on Thursdays, but I've always figured that if I ever signed up for a gym, it would be just me signing up to give away my money and not go. Like, I would make nothing but excuses to not go, especially when I can work out for free by just going for a run.
4, 3, 2.
I have a dog. How is he going to cope in a gym? Oh yeah, you do get bonus experience from bosses and stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. And that's a decent bonus to her cloak. Plus some extra bronze and stuff. That feeling when touching grass and exercise actually feels good. Such a betrayal. I started to even kind of enjoy driving. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm a mess and I have to like go around the block a few times to figure out which way I'm going. I have the worst time. So like I'll be in a parking lot for a place that I don't go to all the time, and I know I want to go home. And once I'm on like regular roads, I kind of know where I'm going and it's fine. Or like I'll have maps. But like figuring out how to get out of the parking lot and then like around the little tertiary streets that get you back onto like normal roads gets me all turned around every time. And like my maps is turned around too because my maps doesn't really know which way I'm facing right away. And I have no innate sense of direction or understanding of north, south, east, west. So like I'll be looking at the parking lot and I'll be like, I can go out that way. And maybe the nav will know. And then I'm leaving. The nav's like, turn right. No, left. Head south. And I'm like, south? What am I, a goose? The migration does not work well. So sometimes I get a little lost figuring out how to leave places. That's just me. I'm like that too. Once I've done it a time or two, I'm totally fine. It's just the first time I go somewhere. And of course, I keep moving. So every time is like the first time I've gone somewhere. 346 stop signs and crosswalks in the parking lots. Yeah. I don't really mind slowing down because it gives me more time to think about which way south might be. I'm like looking at the sun being like, are the shadows behind me? Wait, the sun sets in the west. What time is it? GPS will always get you there. It just gets turned around when it doesn't know which way you're facing yet, which is usually the case when I'm leaving parking lots. It does a decent job. But also, I can't rely on it 100% because it tells me to take routes that are stupid. It tells me to do things that are way more difficult than taking other routes because it wants you to do things like make left turns across multiple lanes of traffic that are super busy that it's like really hard to get out onto and stuff. So I like to... It's super extra of me, but I like to go through a route before I go somewhere and take a look at the turns and the roads and stuff and see if there isn't a simpler way that I can go that won't have me doing things like that quite as much because then it goes faster. Speed up, jump the train tracks. Like sometimes, I guess just because of traffic, like you can skip 2 stop signs by taking like a bunch of extra turns, but you have to yield on each of those turns and it's really hard to see. You can't see very far because of the way the hills are and stuff, and I never take that route even though the nav really wants me to because like it just seems insane. Just get on the one road and then wait for your stoplights. It's not that hard. What am I doing? I'm done. It's noon. I have to go. I'll be back tomorrow. What level did I get to? 51. A little bit of experience for that. Her cloak is up to 347, so she's getting there. Can I get any good pieces I can put on? Oh, I don't really care. It's really hard to care about leveling gear now. I was very invested in it the first time I leveled, and now I just have a hard time stomaching it. But I'll be back tomorrow for another stream at the same time. I appreciate you very much for spending this time with me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful time in beta if the servers come up, and a wonderful, wonderful day.